Welcome to our extraordinary one-day adventure with Southwestern Travel and Tours. Prepare to be captivated by the beauty and culture of our destinations. This tour is carefully crafted to highlight the most fascinating historical sites and provide captivating cultural experiences. Get ready to unforgettable experience like no others.
Before we start, it is important to go over a few reminders and safety measures to ensure the smooth and enjoyable tour.
During the tour, it is essential to show respect for the cultural and historical importance of the sites by avoiding any damage or touching of artifacts, structure, or monuments. Stick to designated paths for preservation and safety, dispose of trash correctly, and stay with the tour group. Lastly, smoking or vaping is strictly prohibited throughout the entire tour.
To ensure a peaceful and enjoyable atmosphere for all visitors, it is important that we are mindful of our noise levels and show respect to others during the tour. By adhering to these safety guidelines and fully engaging with the rich history and culture of the sites, we can create a memorable, rewarding experience for everyone involved.
Manila, the capital city of the Philippines, has a rich history that spans centuries. From its origin as a small fishing village to its rise a major trending hub and cultural center, Manila history reflects its resilience and adaptability under Spanish colonization. It's become the capital of Spanish East Indies and the vital links in the global network.
Manila faced challenges during the Philippine Revolution and World War II, but emerged as a symbol of hope and rebirth. Today, it's a dynamic city that showcases the country's rich heritage through in museums, landmarks, and vibrant culture. Manila history is a testament to an enduring legacy and the indomitable spirit of its people.
Tourists, welcome for our first destination, Quiapo Church. Quiapo Church, also known as the minor basilica of the Black Nazarene, is the one of the most iconic historical significance church in the Manila, Philippines. It is the most popular pilgrimage site for devotees who come to venerate the image of the Black Nazarene, a dark-skinned statue of Jesus Christ carrying on cross. As you approach the Quiapo Church, you will note Basilican Plaza in the front of the church, which is always filled with vendors selling religion items. The vibrant and live will also filled with vendors selling religion items, candles, and various products. This vibrant is live atmospheres is characteristics of Quiapo Church District, known for its busy market and vibrant street life. The church is still self, which is a beautiful example of Spanish colonial architecture, which is details inside you will. The church itself is a beautiful example of Spanish colonial architecture with its Baroque face and intricate details. Inside you will find oriented Arial statues of Saint and the famous image of the Black Nazarene. The atmosphere inside the church is solemn and reverent with many devotees lighting candles and offering prayers. You explore the church, take notes of the rich history and cultural significance of Quiapo Church in Filipinos Catholicism. It has been a center of devotion and pilgrimage for centuries and continues to be a place of spiritual significance of many Filipinos. Overall, a visit to Quiapo Church offers unique a glimpse into the religion's life of culture heritage of Manila. It is a must-see destination for both religion
predominates in tourists looking to explore the rich history and tradition of the Philippines.
As you can see, the exterior, the temple is a marvel of intricate Chinese architectural elements. It is a visual masterpiece, brimming with vibrant colors and ornate carvings. We are now inside the temple, surrounded by captivating altars with statues of deities from Chinese mythology and Buddhism, epitomizing rich heritage and skilled craftsmanship. The serene prayers halls present a tranquil space for self-reflection and respect towards deities. Feel free, the temple's cultural exhibit.
Welcome to our tour. Today we'll explore Intramuros, the old park of Manila with a lot of history. It's known for its Spanish buildings, interesting places like museum and big churches, and we go around you learn more about Manila's past during the time of Spanish rule. So let's go on this exciting tour of Intramuros and discover in rich history. Now, the first destination is a Village Hotel in Intramuros, Manila. This boutique hotel offers exceptional accommodation within the historical walls of Intramuros, providing a comfortable retreat for guests immersing themselves in the charm of this walled city. Now, we are here the second site in the Intramuros, which is the Puerta de Parian. Puerta del Parian is one of the 8 gates that provide entry to Intramuros. The gates were called Puerta, which means gate in Spanish. For a third site in Intramuros, which is the Calesa, a traditional two-wheeled horse-drawn carriage in the Philippines. This vividly painted carriage were a common mode of the transportation during the Spanish colonial era and are now mainly used for tourists such as in Vigan, Ilocos Sur.
We now turn our attention to a monument that stands as testament to centuries of history, faith, and resilience. San Agustin Church began as a with its storied past and architectural grandeur, inviting us to immerse ourselves in the rich tapestry of the Philippine heritage. As we journey through time, let's begin with the foundation stone laid in 1587 by Augustinian friars, making this church a true testament to Spanish colonial architectural in the Philippines. The church was completed in 1607 and has since withstood the test of time, surviving wars, natural disaster, and even earthquakes. There are 4 sites here in San Agustin Church that you must visit. First, the San Agustin Church main altar, rebuilt after 1936, showcases the Filipino spirit resilience. It features an image of San Agustin, statues of popes, holy knights, and a mural of the Holy Trinity and angels, symbolizing the Catholic faith and the enduring spirit of the Filipino people. Now, we are heading to our second site in San Agustin Church. The museum is housed in a former Augustinian monastery, showcasing a rich collection of religious art, ecclesiastical art, furniture, vestment, and artifacts that tell the story of the Catholic faith in the Philippines. The whole bells houses ancient bells, including the original San Agustin Church bell. Now we are here at the third site, the San Agustin Church entrance features carved wooden doors, a testament to past craftsmanship. These Baroque style doors depict religious narratives featuring saints, angels, and biblical motifs. The intricate carvings create a sense of movement and life, inviting contemplation and drawing the eye in. And now, we are here to our last site, The San Agustin Church bell tower, built in the Spanish colonial style, is a symbol of architectural grandeur and historical significance. Its intricate details reflect Baroque influences, showcasing the craftsmanship of the builders, and staff. Ancient bells serve as the church voice, calling faithful to prayer and announcing community events. The tower offers panoramic views of the historical Intramuros district in Manila, providing a glimpse into the colonial era Philippines.
Fort Santiago is a historical of Manila, Philippines. Manila, Philippines was built the 16th century by Spanish navigator Miguel Lopez de Legazpi to establish Manila, replacing the local chief of Sulayman, Bamboo, and Mudwall. May I introduce you of the gate of Fort Santiago? The gate of the Fort Santiago was destroyed during the Battle of the Manila in 1945. And let's see some picture of the Jose Rizal statue. Jose Rizal statue, the monument of the inaugurated the following year during Rizal 15th death anniversary. We're now inside of the Fort Santiago that you can see the dungeons. The current dungeons were originally the Fort Power Magazine, which the Spaniard used to store the gunpowder.
Hello tourists, for our third destination, welcome to the National Museum of Fine Arts. National Museum of Fine Arts is home to 29 galleries and hallway exhibitions comprising 19th century Filipino masters, national artists, leading modern painters, sculptors. Also on view are art loans from other governments, institutions, organizations, and individuals. If you're planning your next visit to a National Museum of Fine Arts, here are some important pieces you should know and take note for, and pieces you can only see at the National Museum. Come on and let's go inside.
The first art is Dewata, the winged fairy that welcomes the visitors upon entering the Spolarium Hall. Made from reinforced concrete as a maturity ornament for the Reyes family Museum in the Malolos, Bulacan, this sculpture was recast of the winged female figure that rises above the pylon of the Bonifacio Monument in Caloocan City, which Guillermo Tolentino completed in 1933. The Diwata is a gift to the National Museum by the heirs of Hermogenes S. Reyes and Teodoro Tantoco Reyes. In this spacious hall, we will be greeted by the enormous famous painting by Juan Luna, the Spolarium. He spent 8 months completing the painting, which depicts the bodies of the gladiators being dragged from the Roman arena. This might probably the biggest artwork you'll see in this museum. The depiction of Roman cruelty in painting has been interpreted as an allegory for the state of the Philippines under the Spanish rule. This gallery, known as the Fundación Santiago Hall, features painting that convey self-presentation, aspiration, and likeliness, among other desires and projections that characterize 19th century portraits found in the Philippines. The gallery features more than 30 extraordinary work of portraiture from this era. These paintings, like all portraits, serve to memorialize both the living and the dead. This gallery, known as the Dr. Jose Rizal Hall, pays tribute to our national hero. The exhibit honors Dr. Jose Rizal, who aside from being a prominent doctor and writer is also a skilled artist. The gallery highlights some of his works and other paintings and sculptures from various artists that features him. And this hall features the Filipino struggles through history, also known as History of Manila, the monumental series of paintings by national artist Carlos Botong V. Francisco, commissioned in 1968 for the Manila City Hall by Mayor Antonio J. Villegas. Next is a sculpture of Guillermo Tolentino. This gallery is dedicated to one of the most renowned Filipino sculptor in history. This Guillermo Tolentino gallery showcases some of his famous sculpture and memorabilia that includes vast statues of Manila Quezon, Emilio Ginaldo, and the famous Commonwealth Triumphal Arch. And now for our last piece, El Gobernador y el Obispo by Felix Resurrection Hidalgo. Oil painting is a metaphorical presentation of an encounter between Don Gomez Perez Dasmariñas, the seventh governor and captain general of the Philippines, and Fray Domingo de Salazar, a Dominican friar and first bishop of Manila. The two were depicted deliberating about the dispatch of a military expedition to the fort at Ternate in the Molucas. This was President Manuel L. Quezon's favorite painting in the Malacanang Palace before it was transferred to the National Museum of the Philippines.
After we visit the National Museum of Fine Arts, we are now going to Luneta Park.
One of the largest urban parks in Asia, Rizal Park. Luneta is one of Manila's iconic destinations as the birthplace of Philippine nationalism. It is the final resting place of the Philippine national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal, where one can witness the changing of the guards and a sacred sites for many Filipinos martyred during the Spanish colonial era. Today, it is a favorite place for Filipino families and tourists to gather and learn about Philippine history, culture, and heritage through its numerous gardens, plazas, and monuments. There are four sites here in Luneta Park that you must visit. First, the Rizal Monument. Jose Protasio Rizal Mercado y Alonso Reyalonda, also known simply as Jose Rizal, was the Philippines' national hero. On September 28, 1901, the United States Philippine Commission approved Act No. 243, which would commemorate the memory of Dr. Jose Rizal by erecting a monument in Luneta, the very site of his execution. Now, we are heading to our second site in Luneta Park, the musical dancing fountain. A welcoming and enchanting park core for years now. The musical dancing fountain showcasing a stunning show with water soaring up to 88 feet high, fireballs, exploding water rockets, a peacock spray water screen, and a laser display, all set to pop music and OPM. For our final site here in Luneta Park, this is a Gallery of Heroes. The Gallery of Heroes is a row of past sculpture monuments of historical Philippine heroes. There are two rows on both sides of the central lagoon, one row on the north promenade and another row on the south promenade.